When we think about people who changed the world, names like Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, and Leonardo da Vinci often come to mind. Yeah, their faces are on t-shirts. Their achievements are immortalized in history books, classrooms, and yes, even popular culture. But here's the thing about scientific breakthroughs. They often require a whole bunch of brains having a party, bouncing ideas off each other. Behind the scenes, countless other brilliant minds have made monumental contributions to science, technology, art, and society, yet their names remain in the shadows. These are the unsung heroes, the forgotten geniuses, who, despite their impact, are rarely remembered. Why? Sometimes it's bad luck, sometimes it's timing, and sometimes it's just the way history shakes out its dusty old blanket. But their stories are just as inspiring, their work just as vital. And it's time to shine a cosmic spotlight on these remarkable individuals who changed the world without ever receiving the recognition they deserve. So get ready for a mind-blowing journey as we unearth the captivating tales of forgotten geniuses whose contributions have shaped the very fabric of our existence. Let's give these unsung heroes their well-deserved moment in the starlight.
Let's kick things off with a man named Alan Turing. A name that, while familiar to some, is still wildly underappreciated for the sheer impact he had on our modern world. Turing, a British mathematician and logician, is widely considered the father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence. This guy wasn't just brilliant, he was light years ahead of his time. Imagine it's World War II, a time of global conflict and uncertainty. The fate of the world hung in the balance, and breaking the Nazi Enigma code became a top priority for the Allied forces. Enter Alan Turing, a young, eccentric genius with a mind for puzzles and a passion for computation. Turing was recruited to Bletchley Park, Britain's top-secret code-breaking centre, where he and his team raced against time to crack the Enigma. The Enigma machine, used by the Germans to encrypt their military communications, was considered virtually unbreakable. But Turing, with his deep understanding of mathematics and logic, saw through the complexity. He designed the bomber, an electromechanical device that significantly reduced the time it took to decipher Enigma messages. This groundbreaking invention proved instrumental in the Allied victory, shortening the war by years and saving countless lives.
But Turing's brilliance didn't stop at code breaking. He went on to explore the very nature of computation, developing theoretical concepts that laid the foundation for the digital age. In 1936, he proposed the Turing machine, a hypothetical device that could simulate any algorithm, no matter how complex. This revolutionary concept became the cornerstone of modern computer science, shaping the development of the computers we use today. Think about that for a second. The smartphones we carry in our pockets, the laptops we work on, the internet that connects us all, they all owe a debt of gratitude to the genius of Alan Turing. He envisioned the possibilities of computing long before anyone else, paving the way for the technological revolution that followed. But here's the tragic part of Turing's story. Despite his immense contributions to the world, Turing's life was tragically cut short due to the prejudices of his time. In 1952, he was convicted of gross indecency for being gay, which was illegal in Britain at the time. He was chemically castrated as a condition of his probation, a cruel and inhumane punishment that left him physically and emotionally scarred. 2 years later, at the age of 41, Alan Turing was found dead. The official cause of death was cyanide poisoning, ruled a suicide. Imagine the loss, a mind that had already revolutionized the world, silenced in its prime. It wasn't until decades later that the world began to grasp the magnitude of his contributions. In 2009, following a public campaign, British Prime Minister Gordon Brown issued a formal apology for the appalling treatment Turing endured. Alan Turing's story is a stark reminder that genius often comes at a price. It's a reminder that we must celebrate the achievements of brilliant minds, while also acknowledging the societal injustices that often overshadow their contributions. Turing's legacy serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale, urging us to embrace diversity, challenge prejudice, and create a world where brilliance is celebrated, regardless of who you are or who you love.
Now let's travel back in time to Hollywood's golden age, where we meet Hedy Lamarr, a woman who defied expectations and left an indelible mark on both the silver screen and the world of technology. Lamarr was known for her stunning beauty and captivating performances in films like Samson and Delilah and Algiers. but beneath the glamorous exterior lay a brilliant mind with a knack for invention. While the world saw a glamorous actress, Lamar saw herself as an inventor at heart. She had a deep fascination with technology and a desire to use her knowledge to make a difference. During World War II, as Europe was engulfed in conflict, Lamar was determined to contribute to the war effort. She had fled Austria to escape the Nazi regime, and she was acutely aware of the threat posed by fascism. One evening, while discussing the war with composer George Antheil, Lamar had a groundbreaking idea. She was troubled by the Navy's struggles with radio-controlled torpedoes, which were susceptible to jamming by enemy signals. Her concept was to create a system that would make these torpedoes harder to detect and intercept. Lamar and Antheil drew inspiration from a rather unexpected source, the piano. They realized that if they could make the radio signal hop between frequencies, much like a pianist jumps between notes, they could prevent the enemy from locking onto the signal. This innovative concept, known as frequency hopping, was the birth of spread-spectrum technology. In 1942, Lamar and Antheil received a patent for their secret communication system. Their invention, however, was deemed too complex for wartime implementation and was largely ignored. The military minds of the time couldn't quite grasp the brilliance of her idea, dismissing it as a novelty. Imagine that, an idea that would later revolutionize wireless communication, initially rejected because it was simply too advanced.
It wasn't until the 1960s, during the Cold War, that Lamar's invention finally gained recognition for its military potential. Spread-spectrum technology became a cornerstone of secure military communications, and its applications continued to expand. But even then, Lamar's role in its development remained largely unacknowledged. She was still seen as a Hollywood starlet, her genius hidden behind the facade of fame. It wasn't until the late 20th century, as wireless communication technologies like Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth became ubiquitous, that the true impact of Lamar's invention became undeniable. The world finally began to recognize her as a technological pioneer, a visionary who had laid the foundation for the wireless revolution. In 1997, at the age of 82, Hedy Lamarr was awarded the Electronic Frontier Foundation's Pioneer Award, a long overdue recognition of her groundbreaking invention. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of recognizing brilliance regardless of where it comes from. Hedy Lamarr, the Hollywood starlet who revolutionized wireless communication, reminds us that the most brilliant minds often defy expectations and that the pursuit of knowledge knows no boundaries.
Our next stop takes us into the fascinating world of genetics and the race to unravel the mysteries of DNA, the blueprint of life itself. It's a story filled with scientific breakthroughs, fierce competition, and, unfortunately, a forgotten genius whose contributions were overshadowed for far too long. This is the story of Rosalind Franklin, a British chemist and X-ray crystallographer who played a pivotal role in one of the most significant scientific discoveries of the 20th century, the structure of DNA.
Imagine a time when the structure of DNA was still a mystery. Scientists knew it held the secrets of heredity, but they couldn't quite crack the code of its intricate design. Enter Rosalind Franklin, a brilliant scientist with a passion for X-ray crystallography, a technique used to determine the arrangement of atoms within crystals. Franklin's expertise in X-ray diffraction would prove crucial in unraveling the secrets of DNA.
In 1951, I joined King's College London, where I began working on DNA fibres. Using my meticulous experimental skills, I captured incredibly detailed X-ray images of DNA, images that held the key to understanding its structure. One particular image, known as Photo 51, would change the course of scientific history. This image, captured by me and my graduate student Raymond Gosling, revealed the double helix structure of DNA in all its glory. It was a scientific breakthrough, providing undeniable evidence of DNA's elegant and intricate design.
However, Franklin's groundbreaking work was not immediately recognized. In fact, it was shared without her knowledge or permission with two other scientists who were also working on solving the DNA puzzle, James Watson and Francis Crick. Watson and Crick were immediately struck by the clarity of Franklin's X-ray image. They recognized its significance, and it provided the missing piece they needed to complete their own model of DNA.
In 1953, Watson and Crick published their groundbreaking paper on the structure of DNA, forever changing the field of biology. My contribution, however, was barely mentioned. My crucial role in the discovery was downplayed, my work relegated to a footnote in the annals of scientific history. Tragically, I did not live to see the true impact of my work. In 1958, at the young age of 37, I died from ovarian cancer, a disease likely linked to my extensive exposure to X-rays during my research.
4 years later, Watson, Crick and Maurice Wilkins, another scientist involved in the DNA research, were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for their work on the structure of DNA. Rosalind Franklin, the unsung hero of the DNA revolution, was not eligible for the Nobel Prize as it is not awarded posthumously. It wasn't until years later that Franklin's contributions began to receive the recognition they deserved. Her colleagues and historians delved into the archives, uncovering the true extent of her work and her pivotal role in the discovery of DNA's structure.
Today, I am celebrated as a scientific pioneer, a reminder that brilliance can emerge from unexpected places, and that the pursuit of knowledge should always be recognized and celebrated.
Our final journey into the realm of forgotten geniuses takes us to the mind of Nicola Tesla, an inventor, engineer, and futurist whose ideas were so ahead of their time that they seemed like science fiction. I was a true visionary, a man who dreamed of a world powered by clean energy, connected by wireless communication, and illuminated by the brilliance of my inventions.
Imagine a world without electricity as we know it. No lights, no appliances, no internet, nothing. That was the world before Nikola Tesla stepped onto the scene. Tesla's inventions laid the foundation for the alternating current AC electrical system, which is the very backbone of our modern power grid. His work revolutionized the way we generate, transmit, and use electricity, transforming our homes, cities, and industries.
But my genius extended far beyond AC current. I was a man of boundless imagination, constantly experimenting with new ideas and pushing the boundaries of what was considered possible. I delved into the world of wireless communication, conducting groundbreaking experiments that paved the way for the technologies we take for granted today, like radio, television, and even Wi-Fi. I envisioned a world where information could be transmitted wirelessly across vast distances, connecting people and ideas like never before.
He also made significant contributions to the fields of X-ray technology, robotics, and even explored concepts that were far ahead of his time, like renewable energy and the possibility of harnessing energy from the environment. Tesla's vision was not limited to the practical applications of his inventions. He dreamed of a future where technology could be used to create a better world, a world free from pollution and powered by the forces of nature.
However, my brilliance was often overshadowed by controversy and misfortune. I engaged in a bitter rivalry with Thomas Edison, the proponent of the direct current DC system. The War of the Currents, as it became known, pitted my AC system against Edison's DC, with Edison resorting to public demonstrations of the dangers of AC in an attempt to discredit my work.
Despite facing setbacks and skepticism from those who couldn't grasp the scope of his vision, Tesla continued to invent and innovate. He remained dedicated to his pursuit of knowledge and his belief in the power of technology to improve the world. However, his later years were marked by financial struggles and a decline in recognition. His ideas, often considered too radical or impractical at the time, failed to gain widespread support, and he died in relative obscurity in 1943.
Today, I am experiencing a resurgence in popularity as my contributions to science and technology are finally being recognized for their true significance. I am celebrated as a visionary genius, a man who dreamed of a brighter future and whose inventions continue to shape our modern world. The stories of Alan Turing, Hedy Lamarr, Rosalind Franklin, and Nicola Tesla remind us that genius often goes unrecognized in its own time. These individuals not only changed the world, but also faced immense challenges, societal barriers, and personal struggles that overshadowed their contributions. They are a testament to the power of perseverance, creativity, and innovation. They dared to challenge conventional thinking, to push the boundaries of knowledge, and to envision a future that seemed impossible to their contemporaries. While their names may not be as well known as they should be, their legacies live on in the technologies, discoveries, and systems that shape our modern world. As we move forward, it's crucial to remember and celebrate these forgotten geniuses, ensuring their stories inspire future generations to push boundaries, think outside the box, and make the world a better place, whether or not they get the credit. By shining a light on their achievements, we honor their contributions and encourage a culture that values innovation, creativity, and the pursuit of knowledge.